last night couldn't have gone much better. Have you seen, you've played with Tom, you've now coached Tom, have you seen a better ODI innings from Tom before?
Yeah, it's easily, I'd say it's up there for one of his best ever innings. I think just going into the game, he was so clear in how he has been batting recently and what he wants to do, and his tempo and his sort of his attitude and intensity when he gets out there is fantastic. And early on, he's good at sort of rotating strike and running between wickets, but he's just timing the ball so well from the get-go, and then to I guess continue on the way he did. The partnership between him and Kane was phenomenal, and yeah, in his innings, just the way he upped the ante when he needed to was awesome to watch.
What does it say about Tom's professionalism, I suppose? Because he hasn't had as much international cricket as usually in the last year. For him to be able to stay up to that level throughout domestic cricket and that sort of thing, what does it say about that sort of thing?
That's just one of his amazing traits. I think no matter where he is, if it's fitness, if it's hitting balls, if it's keeping training, fielding training, he is someone that you know is always putting the work in, whether it's here, whether it's with Canterbury, or if it's club cricket. He is that person. He's going to do that. And you can trust all the work he does is going to come to fruition when it comes to game time.
And Kane looks like he's coming back to his best as well.
Yeah, he's always someone he's always trying hard. He always wants to get better. He trains really hard and wants that sort of perfection in his game, which everyone wants, I guess. And again, it's just about him going out and being as calm and relaxed as he can be. And I think with ODI cricket, it sort of helps a lot of guys to just slow the tempo down a little bit and pulls back sort of the understanding that you don't have to hit 4s and 6s every ball like in a T20. So it was nice for the guys to go out there and have that opportunity.
Back in the day, a score of 300 odd that you'd be chasing early 300s would be seen as quite a daunting task. What is a daunting task these days? Obviously, conditions dictate a little bit, but in a general sense, what's a daunting task in ODI cricket these days?
I think conditions make such a difference, but also, like here at Eden Park, you sort of know that 300 is chaseable. And I think we sort of went out there with that same mindset as this is one ground you can catch up easily. But again, 300, like sometimes you get to 350 and that's not safe, and ridiculous numbers like 400 get thrown out there as well. So I don't really know. Each ground's different, each surface is different, but the way cricket's been played around the world at the moment, you could almost say anything's chaseable really if you have the right mindset.
Yeah, just one more from me. You're obviously the batting coach, but Tim Southee, a pretty significant milestone for him yesterday, 200 wickets. What does he mean to this team?
He's just massive in every form. Like the stats saying, he's the first person to get 100, 200 and 300 in the form. So what he's done for New Zealand cricket over the years with, I guess, his consistency. He's someone to go out there and no matter how he's feeling or what's going on, he's going to put in as much as he can possibly put in. So to go out there and do that and be the 5th person to get to 200 for New Zealand now, so it's a fantastic achievement, and he's certainly not done yet for a while, I would have thought.
How would you rate the overall performance?
Yeah, you can't get much better than what it was. I think the bowlers went out and did a fantastic job early, and India got away for a little while there, but then we pulled them back again. Our attitude in the field was what we're after. I think you go from T20 to 50 overs, it's a hell of a lot longer time out in the field for the guys, but they were fantastic for the whole 50 overs. And then the run chase, the guy started off really well. Finn had a good innings there. We're sort of just trying to calm himself down and sort of play the ball on its merits, and then for Kane and Tommy to do what they did, to chase the 307 or whatever it was down in the 48th over is a fantastic achievement. So all in all, you'd say it's a blooming good game for us.
And what was the most pleasing aspect of it all for you?
I just think the attitude through the whole thing, to go from 20 overs to 50 overs and see the guys running around the entire time in the field, I think that's a massive part of what we judge ourselves on. Attitude is a big thing, and to do it the way they did was fantastic. And then obviously a partnership like that and the way both Kane and Tom's innings together, they just judged it really well, and to finish the game off with a good amount of time to spare is what you're after, and it was just a really nice innings to watch.
If any, how much do you kind of change the batting strategic plan given it was at Eden Park?
Yeah, that's one of those things. The guys sort of understand, again, the conditions make a big difference, and you can catch up, so you can give yourself more time, and it's 50 overs. I think that's the thing. Like in T20 cricket, sometimes you get to Eden Park and you think, right, 200's a score you want, so then you've got twice as many overs to bat, so to get another 100 runs in that time, you can always catch up. You've got that time up your sleeve to get the sort of innings going, or sort of play your innings in and things like that. So it's just a fantastic sort of chase and game for us.
And what's the plan now moving forward? How do you back this up?
Well, we go to a different ground. We sort of recover well from last night's game. The bowlers will sort of do their recoveries and things, look after their bodies, the batters as well, and sort of what they need to be making sure that they're fine to go again for tomorrow. So we go to Hamilton and again see the surface, play the conditions in front of us, and sort of work out what sort of a team we're going to play and what's sort of in front of us, and then adapt to that, and hopefully sort of get the result going the way we want it to.
Just on Finn, you said before a little bit of it is about trying to calm him down when he's going quite well. For a player like that who is so explosive, how important is that and how do you do that?
It's just arousal levels of people, of anyone. You go into a net session and try and sort of pull it back in there, and so you understand that international cricket's a bit different for someone who hasn't played that much, and knowing that you don't have to hit every ball for 4 and 6, and it's understanding that these Indian bowlers with new balls, they swing it around and they're highly skilled at what they do. So it's like, give yourself a bit of time, get in and just watch what's there and understand the situation of the game as well. I think that's something guys who have played a lot, they do it well. And for Finn, he's only new, so for him to realise that and understand that a little bit more it's a good thing for him. And it's going about your trainings and how you want to prepare for a game, is making sure you do that well and then trust that and take it into a game, and hopefully from there you get sort of results that you're after.
So that's a big experience thing, and a year out from a World Cup, is that one of the reasons why you want to play him as much as you can to get that experience so that he comes across those situations?
That's a big thing, because I think a lot of the times everyone sort of looks at technique and this and that, but in reality for cricketers it is more your mind and how you can control your mind for good and bad times, and it's not just for new players. Older players who've been around a long time, they have the same issues. So there's so many more conversations had these days around that sort of stuff that it can clear the mind of a player and I guess give them that freedom to say, right, well, everyone's doing this, or everyone goes through it, and go about your business, trust what the skill sets you have, and go in the game a bit more clear and carefree, I guess.
Just touching on that, Luke, Tom, after the game, they talked about the different roles of a middle order player. You know, sometimes you come in at 30 for 3, sometimes you come at 200 for 3. What impressed you about the way that he came, went about the pacing of that chase and sort of the way they adapted at different times to what was in front of them?
Yeah, Tom does that really well. I think even if he was to go in with 6 overs to spare and he needs to sort of go at a higher sort of strike rate, he still knows how to get himself in first. And I think that's a big skill set of whether you're 3 for nothing or 3 for a lot, you still have to start your innings the same sort of way. And I think Tom's mindset and his professionalism, as he said earlier, that's what comes to the forefront when he does those things, is running between wickets and just that intensity and attitude you have at the start of an innings. Tommy does it really well. And you sort of, I guess from my point of view, I get a nice seat to watch when you go to trainings beforehand and you throw balls and you work with them before it, and you can see the calmness already. And then what he did last night, just went out and you could just see from ball one he was really calm and knew what he wanted to do and how he was going to do it. And that's just a pleasure to watch. We sit back and watch an innings like that.
And just one last one, obviously he's not someone who shows a hell of a lot of emotion usually, but a bit of a roar last night when he made the 100. You could tell it meant quite a lot to him. Yeah,
I think that's the thing, because like I said, we've only played a handful of ODI cricket in the last however long, so to come back in first game, he was saying this morning, he hasn't played that many games at Eden Park. To go out there and play an innings like that, it was just fantastic. The situation of the game and all the cliche things you want to say, but for him to go out and play it that way and show that emotion for someone who's not a massive emotion sort of person when it comes to that, it's really cool, because it also shows what it means to someone and also what he's doing for the team as well. It's always sort of top of the pile for him as well, so it's nice to see that.
Just one more.